Yo, this is your girl Kalenna on Let's Talk Girl Talk with Krys King and Chanel Scott. Hope you're ready for it. Which one was that?
This is
That's
Facebook.
the iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Which phone look dope?
Welcome back to Let's Talk Girl Talk on WorldStar Hit Radio. We got Miss Kalenna Harper in the building.
How y'all doing?
How you doing?
I'm fine, man. The baby was sick, God.
Oh, it's that time of the year though. This weather changed so
Man,
quick.
I don't even let nobody touch that baby.
I know you wouldn't let me touch the baby.
I'm sorry.
So the baby at home with daddy.
Baby at home with daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy's on
That's
daddy's
dope
duty.
though. I like
That's
that.
good, yeah.
That's teamwork make
Ain't
the
nothing
dream
like a
work.
man that helps out with the baby now.
Yeah,
That's right. That's
how it
right. So we're talking about the topic how to survive the fire and when, and that's inspired by your testimony and some of what we learned about you at Ministry. So we want to delve a little bit deeper because you have the whole platform to yourself this time. This is Let's Talk Girl Talk.
Yeah, so let's talk girl talk, girl.
Where do you want to start?
Tell us. Okay.
So set it up.
Yeah.
Okay,
set it up.
so the crazy thing was, I was 22 when I met Tony Vick. I was chasing my dream. I came from Maryland. My father was in the military. I'm a military brat. Been all over the world. And so I left my mother and my father because I was like, listen, I'm going to go chase my dream. I'm going to Atlanta. So I get signed to this independent label called Mood Swing. Shout out to Mood Swing. And they were making my dreams come true. I was getting placements. I was working with producers that, you know, I only dreamed of. And everything was everything. And then I meet Tony Vick.
Wow.
At 22. Deal on the table. Okay, y'all hear this, right? Deal on the table. Things are going, and then I get pregnant. Okay, and so I got pregnant, and then we decided to talk about what the options were, and we did what we had to do. Cool. I fell deeper in love with him, even wanting to support the idea. And my sister passed away, and I was right back pregnant.
Wow.
Okay? And it was like crazy because I was on birth control and everything. I gotta tell you the whole story so y'all understand the setup.
Yeah.
So now my dream, the losses, the emotional stuff is all out on the table. I lost my deal. The independent label basically dropped me because I fell in love. I fell in love with this guy who was at the time 32, 33, 30, almost 34. And to everybody else, it was like, you're gonna let this dude, don't y'all hate when that happened? You're gonna let this dude come and mess up your life.
Right.
He's gonna mess up your career, like, you know, you were right there, blah, blah, blah. So I have this baby. I have Meshack, 2007. And the whole time that I was pregnant, Tony Vick was the worst nigga on the planet Earth. Okay? I'm talking about, like, fucking with baby mamas. I'm talking about fucking with other bitches. And the crazy thing was, I was riding with him in an old broke down ass Cadillac, y'all. We was living out in Austell, yo. It was hot as shit. I'm pregnant. I'm like 5 months pregnant. Yeah, windows rolling down. You know, that old ass Cadillac. And I'm fucking riding around with dude, excuse my language, and I'm like hustling with him. You know what I mean? I'm hustling with him, and all of a sudden, he get his little change and he flip on me.
What?
Flip.
That's how they usually do.
I'm talking about, I'm taking care of the kids. Well, I'm growing them up. You know, it was 6 baby mamas and 7 children before I. Idiot.
No.
That's
Oh, y'all ain't know that.
Oh, girl, I got some questions already, but I'm
It
gonna let
was
you
6
finish.
baby mamas and 7 children when I met him. So I embraced all of that. But let me tell you one thing. The God that I served, the only thing that I could do for my mental was pray. I remember being on my face. I had to be about 7.5 months pregnant, and I prayed for the things that he was running from, the demons that he just were accustomed to, the familiar spirits, because that's what it was. Obviously, it ain't the women, it's him. I'm number 7.
Wow.
Now this is what, 8th baby? So what's up? It's you. And so instead of me just like, I mean, y'all, I was fighting them. I was running them over with cars and shit. I was fighting him in front of the police. I was telling the police, fuck that. I was fighting his friends. I didn't care about his brother. His brother was an asshole at the time. All of it. I didn't care about none of that.
What was so good about him, though, at the time?
What was so good about him was, I mean, I guess we all see potential in people.
Right. Because I want you to be able to articulate that, because some of the ladies are going through similar situations, and they can see through your experiences when you, because sometimes they like, I don't know why I do what I do. I've been there. I don't know why I do what I do. I just want to be with him. That's what I want to do.
I think part of my story, guys, part of the whole story is I didn't want to give up on somebody who had been kind of just on his own for a really long time.
Did you have like that messianic complex, like
Savior? Yes, save him.
Well, don't we all? We're women.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
We're going to come in, we're going to get a kitty cat some milk, we're going to do that.
That's what we do. Health. Right. But my question is, like, so he had 6 baby mamas.
And 7 children.
And 7 kids. That didn't, like,
no.
Caution sign?
No.
Red
but
flag,
what was so cautious about it? For me, it was like, I could take it one or two ways. One way, I could take it like, he just don't give a damn. That nigga just out there doing whatever.
Right.
Or maybe he's a hopeless romantic and they just ain't the right motherfucking women. They just ain't the one. You had a baby, bitch. The sex was good. And you're not the fucking one. And I like my kids. We gonna come play soccer and we can t-ball, but you're not the one. That's it. Right. We don't mesh. And that's what I respected about him. His conversation was ill. He was deep. He knew what was going on. He was woke. He could count. He was sexy. There was a lot of stuff, but he didn't know he was that nigga.
Right. But how did you manage the baby mama situation? Because I got this thing, like, I have a difficult time dating men with children because of the baby mama. That whole, like, I don't want anyone else to have more influence in my house than me.
How did I manage the baby mamas? I didn't. I let him manage that.
Okay.
But what I did do was I began to tell him, like, what he was allowing sometimes was they were getting more out of the situation than he was. Meaning, well, you can't see your kids unless you come over here and give me some dirt. That's basically what they saying.
No.
So now you gotta go over there and just, spread your seed and lay up and eat some nasty ass food just to play with the kid. No, like, that's not right. And then I was just like, I just was very observing of what he needed. Like, and it was just, I didn't feel as a woman I come in a situation and talk to the women and be combatant with the women, because that didn't make any sense. But it made perfect sense for me to establish a understanding about how I wanted to run my household.
Right.
So guess what? The kids are welcome. They can come, run, tear shit down. We can write on the walls together. But the mothers want the kids to come over here. They got to talk to me, because I need to know what allergies they got, what Tylenol, what they need. You need me to wash their clothes. So now that eliminated Tony having to talk to them.
Wow.
You get what I'm trying to say? So now it's like, it's me talking to them.
Right.
You see what I mean?
And then he knew how to set boundaries, because a lot of men don't know how to set boundaries when they have children outside of the relationship. They kind of let that.
Feel like if they do too much, then the mother's going to use them as and take them away.
Girl, I got one.
You got one?
There is one baby mama.
She a headache.
She was a headache. She was a headache. But I could see, like, as a grown girl now, it's been, 15 and a half years later? I think that almost, I feel her. You know what I mean? And that's another thing, too. Let me say this. Let me just back up a little bit. I love women. And when I was younger, I thought I loved women. I thought, I'm going to get me a wife, and I'm going to have a husband, too. But as I got older, I realized I love women, the way we walk and the way we smell, our strength and who we are. And it was not like a sexual thing. So for me being his wife, I wanted to be able to understand what his baby mothers needed as well. So when you can't communicate because you're a horrible communicator by day, I make sure that I stay on top of it. Did you call such and such? Did you call such and such about the baby? Like, yo, she needed X, Y, and Z. Did you do X, Y, and Z? But it wasn't about only what she needed. It was also about the children and how the kids were going to be able to see Tony 10, 15 years from later, not then. And so, that was important. Like, I love my husband. I don't want the kids to be like, oh, you was over there with your wife.
Right.
And you wasn't taking me out there. No, we all going to the mall. We gonna paint shit. We gonna go ski balling, snowballing, paintballing. We're gonna do it all together. I'm with all the shits.
Right.
And my kids are gonna have exactly what his kids have, and vice versa.
Right. Okay, so you were pregnant, and he was this horrible guy.
Horrible.
So, and you was fighting everybody.
So
then what happened?
And so we got into this really ugly fight. Okay, y'all, it was really bad. It was so bad that my parents came and picked me up. Okay, so we talking about bruises, police, lockup, little tiny baby, 3-4 months. And I remember my father came and took all the TVs off the wall. And he said, if TV want his TVs back, tell him to come holler at me.
That's what I'm talking about, Pop.
Y'all know what I'm saying? And I went to Maryland. For about a week. And I thought I could maybe see like some old boyfriends, or I thought I could try and fix what was hurting, but I was so in love with it. I was so in love with this potential.
Right.
And I knew I was strong enough to pull it out of him. I was spiritually strong enough to pull it out of him.
Right. And he was intentional. I mean, I guess at some point he decided that he wanted to do whatever was necessary to make it work between the two.
Right.
Absolutely, because I mean, it was never a question of if he loved me.
Right.
The question was his track record. He was so used to doing what he did.
Right.
That was it.
So I want you to talk a little bit about falling in love with the potential. Because I'm so guilty of it.
Really?
Because you see what it could be.
Awesome.
And you don't really see what's happening right before you.
Right.
I mean, I have fallen in that trap so many times.
But I think it got to be both people
It has to be.
wanting
Okay.
he wants to give you that potential that you see in him, and you have to be patient enough to get it out of him.
Right.
Yeah, then that's it. See, she was more. Yes, that's what it is. That's it. And it's just like he wanted to be that, but he didn't know how.
Right.
Thank God for my father. My father's amazing. My mother and my father are still together. So we, you know what I mean. So we had blueprint.
Right.
And so he was able to talk to my dad. I remember we had like a, like the stairs, like a, like I could look over. What do you call those things?
The balcony?
Yeah, that's what you call them? Yeah. The balcony. And so I'm looking over the balcony, like sneaking, and he's talking to my dad. And this is why we're going through all the drama. And he's like telling my dad how much he loves me, but he doesn't know how to do it right. And he's afraid that he's going to mess it up. And my dad's like, man, just fucking do it, man. Like, you love her, man. I don't know, you don't need no big ass wedding or nothing like that. You love her, marry her, man. Like, what you waiting for? And, you only live one life, man. Just, it's not hard, man. You be there for your family. Like, that's what we supposed to do. And my dad's very straight up and down. So it wasn't a whole bunch of like, yeah, I'm going to hold your hand and teach you. It was like, he's a military man.
Right.
Nigga, just do it.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Right.
And I remember having one conversation with Tony that was very detrimental to what happened next. And that was me understanding that if I allowed him to do what he had been doing before, like if I allowed him to keep doing it, then he was going to keep doing it.
Right.
And so I was like, fuck that, I'm done.
Right. You got to put your foot down.
Yeah, I was like, I'm done. I'm outie. You know what I'm saying? So when I came back to Atlanta, I left the baby with my mom and dad. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Y'all don't see the cameras. I left the baby with my mother and my father. I need y'all to hold this baby because I got to go and grind. I'm going to have a deal in 6 months. I'm going to be the fuck out. When I get my money, I'm going to do TV just like he did me. And that's what I thought I was going to do. But I think in the interim of me just being consumed back into my work, and then him seeing other people consumed into me grinding and working, he was like, "Oh fuck that!"
Yeah, he realized what he had, right?
And that's what I think. That's I think that's the biggest thing of the story is women. We get lost in our dudes. We get lost in our niggas.
You lose yourself.
We lose ourselves. And then everything that we were good at or anything that we were doing,
it falls by the wayside.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And what he liked you for in the beginning, you ain't even doing no more.
Right. That is
there
so true.
That is true.
That is the truth, honey.
Crazy.
True. Right. I was thinking about that today. I don't know why I was thinking about that, but I was thinking, I'm single, 43. This is my story, and I've never been married, and I don't have any children. And it's just because that's what it is. There's no reason behind that. And I was thinking, would I be doing what I'm doing if I was in a relationship? Or would it be a hindrance? Or would I be as passionate?
It's hard.
You know, and I'm like, is this, because, you know, I struggle with singleness. I really do. I mean, you have the show, you have ministry, and that's
beautiful.
all great.
You look like you need somebody to hold on to you. Some chocolate man to hold on to you.
They ain't trying to hold on to me.
They like the chocolate.
I can tell.
I do, but for whatever reason, Atlanta, I don't like to say Atlanta, but it is different here when it comes to the dating. Like, they really do treat you like I have options. You know, it's a lot different from where it is a lot of women. I mean, men don't even want to take you out on dates nowadays. And this whole idea of, you know, come over, I'll come to your house and we'll kick it and we'll talk. You're not going to ask me out to eat or a movie, or, you know, is this how it's supposed to go?
Right, times have changed.
I mean, so tell me about the
dating
beginning process. Like,
y'all, like, I don't know, I was a pimp in the beginning. I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all know I was a motherfucking pimp. Don't try like that. Y'all know I ain't shit. I had girls, niggas, friends, people, side, cross country. And I ain't lying.
Right.
It was because I was just in my mind. I was thinking, and I
you was living life.
I mean, yeah, and I mean, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Like, I ran away from home when I was 14 years old. And me and my mom, we made a pact, and I came back home. I finished high school, and I left again. But when I left, I was with pimps and hoes. And so it wasn't about, I wasn't doing the hoeing or the pimping, because I was doing like the cleaning up and washing the babies and stuff like that. But I learned that if you don't take serious what you want in life, then you will be used. And that was just it. And so for me, I just was so very, very passionate about what God was going to allow for me, and the favor that God had on my life. And I knew that whatever I wanted, I was going to work towards that. But anything on top of that, I was going to ask God for. So in your working, God sent me somebody who can deal with all of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to be able to deal with the kids, deal with my show, deal with my attitude, my ups and my downs. Like, be able to deal with all of that. And I remember asking God for, you know, for that. I remember I was, it was this cute boy. I met a little cell phone spot girl. And he had a little girlfriend, a little baby and stuff. And I was just like, you know, I remember one night we had spent together. He was getting up to do his, you know, go home. And I remember watching him down the hallway. He get to the door. I'm like, yo, you might not, don't even come back, nigga. And he's like, what do you mean? You know what? I'm like, yo, you got a cute baby moms. You got a beautiful baby. Like, go with her, nigga, because we ain't gonna never have nothing.
Yeah.
And I remember getting on my knees that day, and I was like, Lord, just send somebody that's gonna be. I didn't want to share myself and all that I had with so many different dudes. I didn't want to do that.
Right.
Because now we connected forever.
Right.
And so the ones that I did share myself with, I'm still connected to, unfortunately and fortunately. You see what I'm saying? Like, maybe hit me up in the DMs, or I see your girl out there, congratulations. You like, damn, nigga. You know? But you know, I mean, and some of them you'd be happy for to see how they grew and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, like, it got to the point where you just have to know what you want. And I mean that as a woman, as a person, as a human, a man. You have to have intent when you're doing things. And I knew what I wanted. And I wasn't swayed. I wasn't looking around like a woman like, I was like, T-Vic, listen. But he ain't nothing to play with. I mean, don't get it twisted. It was hard. It was crazy. It was rough.
Right.
You know.
That's really good especially someone like me who I think at one point in my life I wanted to be in a relationship more than anything. And as a result of chasing that, I lost everything. This is part 2, y'all. This is like part 2 that y'all looking at. Yeah, y'all looking at part 2, but just understanding who you are and what you want and standing firm in that. And like, I mean, I realized as much as I want relationship, you know, and I'm making it about me because I'm learning here. As much as I want it, this is where God wants me to be. Like, this is what He wants, you know, as much as I want it. And I'm learning to embrace it. I mean, because he has me on the fast track anyway. So, you know, I'm just going with it and just embracing it. And
It's gonna come, sis.
Yeah, and see, I can relate because I was a housewife for 5 years, and I'm not even gonna lie, I completely lost myself, and I used to always work, I had a degree, you know what I'm saying, and then I got married, and he's like, no, I want you to stay at home with the kids, and I'm like, at first, my family like, girl, you better stay at home.
Oh, then that's it. Our black families, that's what we do, ain't it?
Yeah, it's like, stay at home, girl, what you talking about? And so, yeah, I'm cooking, cleaning, wrangling the kids, 5 years, and then I found myself just waiting for him to get home. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this, not being productive, not doing anything. And I was nervous when I finished my book and I'm ready to publish it, and then we got out there. I was like, okay, how he gonna react? Because so now I'm not at home. He's not getting a meal every day. I might go pick up something. You know what I'm saying? He might put a hot pocket in the microwave.
Right.
Something, right?
Wow.
But
yo, I don't cook.
You don't,
no,
that's good because I don't need that. So how do you navigate it? He's okay. So he's
no, I love to cook, but it's hard to find the time to.
I might put a pot pie in the oven, but
so you gonna
hold on, time out. Let me go back. I can cook something. I can cook turkey. I can cook a turkey. I can cook spaghetti.
I can just
that's easy.
Spaghetti. I could do like a good steak. I could do like grilled chicken and salmon.
Well, you can so you can eat to live.
Salads and stuff.
But that's good stuff. I can't even
do macaroni and cheese.
That's easy. That's easy. We talking about home soul food.
Yeah, I mean I could do some mean ass rice and gravy and stuff like that. But my husband has his passion, so that's what I was about to say too. I think that in a relationship, y'all have to have things that you're passionate about.
Right.
And so I'm passionate about my music. I have a studio set up in the middle of my living room. And if it's not in my living room, it's one in my bedroom.
Right.
Tony likes cooking. He's passionate about cooking.
Wow.
So I don't get in his way.
Right.
In the beginning of my relationship, I would get in his way. I would think if he started cooking,
you had to be there.
Maybe I was gonna do it, babe. I was gonna do it.
Right.
Now I'm like,
that's
shit.
what he likes to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. He'd be like, I'm going to the grocery store. I'd be like, word. You want anything? Yep. Them oatmeal cookies with the honey in it.
Right.
That's it. You feel me?
Right.
Like, y'all gotta.
So let me ask you this: how did you guys get to the point where you decided that you were gonna marry? Like, how did you get from here to here?
Yeah, going through all that drama.
Well,
I really wish I had him here to hear
the male.
Because it's the whole how he got to a point when he was like,
y'all want to know what's so cool about it though? Is because it's Tony's. Our stories are gonna be it's gonna line up so parallel. So that means we gotta come back.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. So let me tell you something. I never asked Tony to marry me. I never pressured Tony to marry me. Tony wanted to marry me, and I just took time to take care of him, and I took time to take care of me in the meantime. And as I was chasing my dream, and I was like, I was like courting other managers and stuff, and I just seen his face like, hold on, like another man with my mom, he just ain't that type of dude. And I remember saying like, well, why don't you manage me? And so then we can like all, mesh this thing up. But as my career took off and my relationship took off too, we had more money to do a lot of things that we never done ever. You know what I'm saying? So we traveled, we bucked a lot, we ate good food.
Know, that's right.
Yeah, I'm just being real. Right. Different hotels, different places, in front of the Evian Mountains, Switzerland, and just, just stuff. And we fell in love again. Like,
right.
All of that hurt. It was just like, it was like that deal, the pub stuff. It was like, he was in awe. Like, and for him, I remember we were supposed to be going back. Puff called us back. And he was like, let's go do it. I was like, let's go do what? He was like, we get married before we get on the plane. And I was like, what? I'm in sweatpants. Like, I got like a little like pillow around my neck. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. And I remember being so nervous, but he was walking fast. He was ready.
He was ready.
He was ready. He was ready. He was about it all. So.
Wow.
And I just think, men, they get to a point in their lives where they know, like, I can't keep playing games. I got somebody who loves my children, like hers.
Right.
I got somebody who loves me, who's going to clean my feet, clean my ears, my crack, love me, be there, whatever, and vice versa for me. So it was equally yoked.
All right, guys, so we're back. So I just wanted to ask you one last question. Do you think you have to go through something in order for it to work.
Absolutely.
I do.
You do think
Yeah,
so?
absolutely.
Why you think so?
Because I've been through it. Me and my husband was together for 5.5 years before we got married, and it was I guess because we were young too, and we had our daughter early, and it was just so much. He wasn't ready to grow up. When I had my daughter, I immediately grew up, and that's how it is with women anyway, because we know, okay, this is my child. I got to nurture. I got to raise this person.
Right.
But with men, it's like they're not ready, and they haven't played the field as much as they thought they would like to. It was a lot, and he wasn't ready to grow up. So we went through a lot of just BS.
I believe the potter loves to put you back together again.
Right.
I believe that, and I believe that when you break something down and you kind of just be real with each other and lay everything on the table. Me and Tony, we were able to tell each other secrets.
Right.
We were able to tell each other things that we didn't want to tell each other. And it just helped us be stronger. Like, I trust him.
And you're always going to go through something in a relationship, but it's all about the fight. Like, you can go with, you can be with somebody for a year or 2 years and go through all this stuff, but they're not willing to fight for you. So then you wasted 2 years of your life.
Right.
But if you have that person, y'all both willing to fight for each other, then that was build that long lasting relationship.
Right. I guess it goes back to intentionality. You know, when you meet someone,
It gotta be intentional.
you gotta be intentional.
It gotta be like, yo, this is. But you ain't gotta like, you hate those damn people. You see those people be like, yo, I'm not sleeping with you tonight. It's like, yo, bro, like, what are you talking about? Like, I just told you I was gonna get you a drink. Like,
Right. You don't have to do all that. Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, not that intentional, but just very intentional on what God is gonna give you and your prayer. And just go and just be.
Right. And then I'm not saying, when I'm saying fight, I don't want to get it misconstrued with just letting them do whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta let them know, hey, I'm not gonna tolerate this, or this is not what I want out of a relationship. Because like it goes back to communication. You have to communicate where your standards are, what you're willing to accept. And if they're gonna be like, okay, I got you, and they change their ways, then that's
now
what I
she
mean
said
by fight.
she didn't say be picky now. She didn't say that, girls. Y'all know y'all be doing it.
You're not gonna find everything on your list.
No,
You're not gonna find it.
You have to. What I've learned is that relationships can be messy. You see these memes, and you think it's so perfect, and it's not.
It's never.
It's not perfect at all.
I'm gonna tell y'all something though. T-Vic like the fish. I like the fish. T-Vic like the draw. I like the draw. He can sell really good, and I can sell really good too. He likes music. I like music. He like bad bitches, me too. You know what I'm saying? Being real. We like the same shit.
And then me and my husband completely opposite.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. I was about to say, and you got those relationships that be totally opposite.
So how did you, so I've heard you say this several times. How did you incorporate that in your relationship? Like, how did you open up that door and say, okay.
Talking about the women?
Yeah.
Oh,
you said I did.
No, it's cool.
Yes.
It's cool. You know what, y'all? We tried that shit one time and it ain't never happened again. Because I love my nigga too hard. And I like that shit.
I
don't like sharing.
I
know that's
sitting, that's all. But, I mean...
but on the other foot, though, now, when you say you tried, you mean the three of you together.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. We did,
But you can go and do your separate. But he can't, but you can.
No, I ain't doing nothing separate.
Okay.
All right. So no open relationship. No open relationship.
Okay.
Right.
That's why I was just saying, bitch don't like to share.
I know that's right.
I mean, look, when you really love somebody, even coming here was a damn struggle. What you talking about? It was like, Zev ain't going with you.
Right.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a problem. I'm with it.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it is what it is. I mean, you protect your own interest.
Right.
And that's what it becomes. Like, hold on, this is a dude that's counting for me. This is a dude that's helping me with the kids. This is a dude that I don't fuck that up. And he's looking the same way. And that's what I'm talking about, the equally up. And you gotta grow to be able to understand that, because in the beginning, it don't come off like that. It come off like, oh, you won't let me, or it feel like a da-da-da-da. When you really sit back, y'all know I've been on this reprieve. I ain't been out to no club. I ain't been on no red carpet. Y'all ain't seen no music out. It's been 7 years. And this is like the first type of stuff that I'm doing. And it's the only type of things that I want to do. Just to be clear.
Right.
But I think that me being able to sit down and then not only love my husband, but get to know my husband.
Right.
And I'm not running and just get to watch like the things he likes and vice versa.
Getting
and
to know each other and
It's-
building on that. Right.
It's ill. I love it even more.
And you need that space too.
Right.
With everything that you have going on, you need a time to just really take time with one another.
Right, because it's a constant workout. You have to continuously work on your relationship.
I just was arguing with him, y'all. Though, what you mean? I was in my panties downstairs in the damn concierge, arguing in front of the door, saying I don't give a damn what none of these people think. You know. But you know, and I mean, like, you just realize, like, I mean, those are the things at the end of the day you love about each other too. It'd be like,
yeah,
that motherfucker gonna fight, or they believe what they believe, and
right.
you know they're gonna have your back. And I don't know, I love my T-Vic, and I think he could say the same.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely, he can say the same.
Right.
And you heard it from the woman herself, Miss Kalenna Harper. It ain't always peaches and cream, but it is
Worth it.
Amen. So thank you guys for tuning in to Let's Talk Girl Talk. Miss
That was
Kalenna,
dope.
tell them how they can find you.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, you guys know you can go to my handle at KDiddyBop. My YouTube channel at KDiddyBop. Everything is at KDiddyBop. Even my Facebook. Or just look up Kalenna Harper. And make sure y'all go get my old music. Chamber of Diaries,
Yes.
Paris, all the stuff I did with Diddy, all my other stuff overseas. Y'all just look it up.
New
Kalenna
stuff
Harper.
coming up?
Oh yeah, Rosewater is coming out. I'm taking my time on it, y'all. Y'all know I'm talking about a hashtag in Rosewater, so
Right.
now make sure that y'all just ready for it.
Oh,
'cause
and
it's so
Joy.
dope.
We were on Michael and Joy in the morning this morning, and she wanted us to make sure that we tell you that she still has your music in rotation.
No, for real?
So, yeah, make sure I tell you that. You guys, tune in next week, 7 o'clock, Wednesday, WorldStar Hit Radio. You can find your girl, Krys King, at Lovesick, LUVVSYC. I want all your followers, Kalenna.
All of them.
All of them. And get my book, Crossed in Love. It's available everywhere. Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Yes. Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Crossed in Love, best book of the year, I guarantee. Or your money back.
I don't have a book, but we're working on it.
Okay,
I'm working on
Hold
it.
on, says she got to get that book Still Single.
Yeah,
I'm reading it.
It's gonna be about successful
Because
dating.
I'm going to be
Yes,
like, yo,
yeah,
I want to live vicariously through that Still Single, baby.
You so silly.
y'all
So we're gonna have to talk about that's a whole nother segment. But you can find your girl Chanel Nicole Scott on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Guys, next week, Tuesday, November 7th, I have the first Comministry Mixer at VQE. It's from 5 to 8. All of my previous panelists from Comministry from 2015 up until now will be there. You should have gotten an invitation.
Okay, y'all
Also, that's right. Comministry coming up February 2018, Charlotte, North Carolina. Check me out in Charlotte, guys. And again, I want all Kalenna followers too, y'all. Chanel Nicole Scott, CHANEL Nicole Scott.
Lovesick, LUVVSYC. Thank you guys. Tune in next Wednesday.
What y'all got bored? There was a lot of y'all on there
Let's
at
talk,
first.
girl
What's up?
talk. Peace.
Good show. They loved it. All right.